One of the questions that aspiring authors ask me a lot is, why should I write a picture book when there's already so many of them on the bookshelves already in libraries and in bookstores? And my answer is always the same, no matter who I'm talking to. No, there aren't that many. In fact, there isn't enough picture books out there because the world needs to hear your story. Yes, hundreds of books are published monthly from big publishers, self-publishers across not just our country, but worldwide as well. But volume doesn't necessarily equal representation on a bookshelf. Just because you go into a bookstore or a library and the shelves are overflowing with books, doesn't necessarily mean that there's not room for you on that bookshelf as well. I want you to think about this in the same way that we talk about Christmas. When you are buying a gift for the little person in your life, you don't just buy them one gift. You may buy them two gifts. Or if you buy them, say, a Barbie doll, someone else may buy them a different kind of Barbie doll. So we don't just give kids one kind of toy. I want you to apply that when it comes to books. While kids may have a lot of options out there, we don't just stick them with one book that they're stuck with for their entire life. We give them choices, we give them options. And it's important that those choices and options are stories that actually reflect their lived experiences and are things that they actually may want to read. Because one book cannot represent an entire childhood for one person, but multiple books that may be hitting on the same lesson or the same theme can do that very well for them. Like I said, it may seem like there's no room for your book there, but even if you're telling the same story or teaching the same lesson, your unique perspective and unique writing style brings something fresh that kids and their families will want to read together. Because you have to remember that picture books shape childhoods. That's a really important distinction to have there. As kids are growing up and navigating the world, sometimes their first experience about learning about dolphins or bears, or how to share, or how to overcome fear, or how to be brave and speak up for themselves may come from a book. And it could actually come from your book that you want to write. Picture books are so important for our youth to have because they are windows, mirrors, and doorways to the world around them. They're mirrors that allow them to see themselves and their stories and their family and friends reflected in the pages. They're windows because it allows them to see out and to see worlds and environments that they normally wouldn't see in their everyday life, to learn something new. And they're doorways for them to really step into learning something completely different and being fully immersed in a new culture or a new lesson or a new mindset. Like I said, picture books shape their childhood. It allows them to feel safe, it allows them to feel brave, it allows them to feel seen. And they can't feel seen if they're only given 2 books that show them their lived experiences versus having 10 books for them to choose from. So while it may seem like there's a lot of books there, there's definitely room for you to continue to be a part of that process of shaping a child's childhood for them to learn and grow into adulthood. A good example of this is with the picture book Big by Vashti Harrison, who, if you haven't heard about her, you probably have seen her illustration style because she got popular on social media, and from there her illustrations and writing has really just taken off, and she's just really phenomenal. Love her work and everything that she does. If you've never read the book Big before, to give you a brief synopsis about what it's about body positivity, loving yourself no matter what size you are, despite what society says. This is something that a lot of picture books have covered. A lot of picture books do talk about self-esteem, self-worth, loving yourself. These are not new or revolutionary ideas. So it's kind of an oversaturated market. But what Vashti does in her book that really allows it to stand out is that she brings her unique experience to it by bringing a different perspective of focusing on just a little Black girl. But as you can see by her outfit, she's in a little ballerina outfit. So that lets you think like, okay, you don't usually see plus size dancers, especially plus size ballerina dancers on a big screen. And so a kid who may be bigger in size may see this and see themselves reflected in the story because finally they're seeing a story that's about self-love and about self-worth and how you're beautiful inside and out with someone that actually looks like them by being a little bit larger. And that makes the story so much more beautiful, so much more engaging. Even though it may seem like there's already so many books out there, Vashti said, I see that and I raise you my unique perspective. And because she brought her unique perspective, now there will be kids who will have a story that will help them grow in their childhood to see themselves as beautiful, no matter what shape and size, their color of their skin. It's so important that we have books like this that are daring to bring a different perspective to our publishing landscape, because multiple studies have already shown that there's not a lot of diversity when it comes to children's books. And I'm not just talking about diversity in terms of skin color, but also just across the board. I think I'll put it on the screen, but essentially there are more picture books out there with animals and vehicles as the main character than there are actual people. But then when we think about the diversity when it comes to the kind of people that we're showing on the screen, we're not showing a variety of the races and ethnicities and cultures that actually exist in our community in picture books. And going back to my point about Fashati Harrison's book about body positivity, yes, we're not showcasing a variety of cultures and races and demographics there, but even just thinking about body size or disability representation as well. There is so much room and space for us to fill in those gaps there, to tell the stories with those similar themes like body positivity, but to add that extra element of being plus size, or adding in the extra element of having a story where the main character may be Latino with autism. Just having that level of intersectionality there, which will be really important and useful for our youth. Looking at the statistics and the research done, I was thinking about my own experience as a kid, walking around the library, and even though I was walking down rows filled with books, I didn't really see any books that reflected me. I didn't see myself in a story until I was about 12 or 13 years old. And that's an experience that is not isolated to just me, but to hundreds and millions of people across the world. Overall, kids benefit from having options. They benefit from seeing themselves in the pages of the books that they read, and they benefit from learning or relearning the same lesson, but with a different twist on it. So, for example, a kid can learn sharing from watching an episode of Dora the Explorer, and then learn sharing from an episode of SpongeBob. But they also can learn how to share through the main character of your book as well, because as they're growing up, repetition is key for them to really understand those key lessons and ideals and values that picture books are able to push onto them in a fun and engaging and visual way. If you're ready to take the next step, it's a good thing you found my channel, because here on the Author's Heartbeat, this is where writers come to find clarity, confidence, and community, because no one should have to walk this author's journey by themselves. So in our catalog, we have a whole bunch of videos with different tips and tricks to help you along the writing and publishing journey as you bring your story from idea to the paper. And I'm so happy to help you every step of the way.